ISO Standard 22000-2018, From Farm to Fork. What is ISO 22000-2018? ISO, the International Organization for Standardization, is a worldwide federation of national standards bodies, ISO member bodies. The work of preparing international standards is normally carried out through ISO technical committees. ISO collaborates closely with the International Electrotechnical Commission, IEC, on all matters of electrotechnical standardization. This document specifies requirements for a food safety management system, FSMS, to enable an organization that is directly or indirectly involved in the food chain, A, to plan, implement, operate, maintain and update a FSMS providing products and services that are safe in accordance with their intended use. B, to demonstrate compliance with applicable statutory and regulatory food safety requirements. C, to evaluate and assess mutually agreed customer food safety requirements and to demonstrate conformity with them. D, to effectively communicate food safety issues to interested parties within the food chain. E, to ensure that the organization conforms to its stated food safety policy. EF, to demonstrate conformity to relevant interested parties. G, to seek certification or registration of its FSMS by an external organization, or make a self-assessment or self-declaration of conformity to this document. Organizational planning and control. Here we can see very clearly the stages of organizational planning and control. They are based on planning, doing, checking, and acting. The planning and control procedures are also found, these being very important and essential. The PDCA cycle can be described briefly as follows. Plan, establish the objectives of the system and its processes, provide the resources needed to deliver the results, and identify and address risks and opportunities. Do, implement what was planned. Check, monitor, and where relevant, measure processes and the resulting products and services. Analyze and evaluate information and data from monitoring, measuring, and verification activities and report the results. Act, take actions to improve performance as necessary. Next, we will talk about plan, do, check, act.
Context of the organization. Understanding the organization and its context. Understanding the needs and expectations of interested parties, determining the scope of the food safety management system. Food safety management system.
Leadership. Top management shall demonstrate leadership and commitment with respect to the FSMS by A, ensuring that the food safety policy and the objectives of the FSMS are established and are compatible with the strategic direction of the organization. B, communicating the importance of effective food safety management and conforming to the FSMS requirements, applicable statutory and regulatory requirements, and mutually agreed customer requirements related to food safety. C, promoting continual improvement. D, supporting other relevant management roles to demonstrate their leadership as it applies to their areas of responsibility.
Planning. This refers to actions to address risks and opportunities, objectives of the food safety management system, and planning to achieve them, and planning of changes. When the organization determines the need for changes to the FSMS, including personnel changes, the changes shall be carried out and communicated in a planned manner.
Support. The organization shall determine and provide the resources needed for the establishment, implementation, maintenance, update, and continual improvement of the FSMS. It also refers to people, infrastructure, work environment, externally developed elements of the food safety management system, communication, documented information.
Operation. This stage is one of the most important. Also, in addition to the planning and control operations, the elimination procedures, PRP, the risks, the critical control points, the traceability are very detailed. What are PRPs? Well, there are some procedures on the basis of which, without them, we cannot have a good balance and control over the procedures carried out in a unit, supermarket, restaurant, confectionery, factory processing various foods, etc. They ensure a good functioning of the system. In the absence of PRPs, risks appear. But not to avoid risks, it is necessary to establish some critical control points, and thus based on these procedures we establish a traceability. As we can see, they are all balanced and practically and theoretically they revolve in a circle. What I want to say more precisely is that without a single stage we cannot have control over the actions we carry out in a production, supermarket, etc. More details will be found in the detailed document, but for now I want to come back with an example to better understand this chapter. Let's say we are in a bakery. We have a sweet bread to prepare. Okay, it's simple but not so simple because we have a few steps to follow. To produce the sweet bread, you need a recipe. Based on this recipe, you need the ingredients, or as we call them, the raw materials, and later the equipment that will help us prepare it: utensils, trays, oven, workspace, storage, and let's not forget the operator, baker, who processes the sweet bread. In order for our product to be legally compliant, we implement some procedures. These are the following: PRPs for the reception of raw materials, PRPs for the storage of raw materials, PRPs for the hygiene of personnel, PRPs for the hygiene of working and storage spaces, PRPs for the storage conditions of raw materials, PRPs as for the technical specification of the product, PRPs for the way the product works, PRPs for the conditions of storage and sale of the finished product. Now, if we were careful, we detailed something about risks, critical points, traceability. Well, the critical control points for our product, the sweet bread, can be the staff who carry out the product preparation process is a critical point because, in the absence of proper hygiene, they can contaminate the raw materials and including the finished product. Or another critical point of control is the use of the workspace, namely the unsanitized work surface or unsanitized work utensils, which can lead to product contamination. These contaminations are the risks that lead to non-compliance with the above, and based on these well-established and respected procedures, a traceability of the finished product will be reported. Traceability is established from the moment the raw material arrived in the premises until the completion of the finished product. Performance evaluation, monitoring, measurement, analysis, and evaluation. The organization shall retain appropriate documented information as evidence of the results. The organization shall evaluate the performance and the effectiveness of the FSMS. Internal audit. The organization shall conduct internal audits at planned intervals to provide information on whether the FSMS. Management review. Top management shall review the organization's FSMS at planned intervals to ensure its continuing suitability, adequacy, and effectiveness. Improvement. When a nonconformity occurs, the organization shall a. React to the nonconformity and, as applicable, 1. Take action to control and correct it, 2. Deal with the consequences, b. Evaluate the need for action to eliminate the cause of the nonconformity in order that it does not recur or occur elsewhere by 1. Reviewing the nonconformity, 2. Determining the causes of the nonconformity, 3. Determining if similar nonconformities exist or could potentially occur, c. Implement any action needed, d. Review the effectiveness of any corrective action taken, e. Make changes to the FSMS if necessary. How do you mean a nonconformity? Let me give you an example. I will use the product obtained previously, the sweetbread. Let's consider that our product has a technical specification in which, following some analyses, it was granted a validity period, namely 4 days. It is noticeable that on the 3rd day, our product shows traces of mold. It is for sale. So he presents a nonconformity, and the action on him is to withdraw the product from the shelf, checking the other products, and if they present the same nonconformity, they will also be withdrawn from the shelf. What happens next? These withdrawn products are sealed. The reason for the withdrawal is noted, stored in an appropriate space specific to the withdrawn products, and the technical specification begins to be re-examined. The product is reanalyzed. Following these analyses, it can be established that our product requires a validity period of 2 days and not 4 days, so that its technical specification will undergo changes. This was a presentation of ISO Standard 22000-2018. You will also find the Word document where the whole standard is detailed. I hope everything was clear. If there are any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. I mentioned the fact that I can hold meetings in private, live, and there we can discuss more only on request. I will return in another course where a technique will be presented on how to create a quality manual for a supermarket that contains the theoretical part of ISO 22000-2018, including all the procedures that are carried out. Thank you. My name is Diana, and I am a food safety engineer and quality auditor by profession. Next time.